another Godemiche certificate! Today, we're going to be making an ambit in a super special colour. The special colour that we're going to be making today is called a peacock. And a peacock's making noise. I have no idea how to make a bloody noise. But the peacock today is a pearlescent green, pearlescent blue, and there's all flipping orange, there's all sorts of colours in there. The peacock, the reason it's a super special colour is because we've only ever made it once. It was once made as a request, months ago, to be honest with you, and it's a bitch to make. But this one is for Joe. Joe's been super nice, super polite. When you finished, I'm trying to record, thank you. Super cool as well, to be honest with you. So, Joanne, this one is for you. So this... Fucking get back there. Get back there. So this is where every Godemiche certificate starts. It starts on the desk with pots. And I have no idea how many pots we need for a peacock. I think it's about 5 or 6, to be honest with you. Let me check. Do you know what I'm probably going to do? I'm probably going to insert some lift music here, just while we wait. Black, green, blue, orange, yellow. So, we're going to need 5 pots to make 1 dildo. This is going to be interesting. Now we've got 5 pots, we need to fill them with silicone and a little bit of colour. If I'm being entirely honest, I'm a little bit worried about this. There's so much that can go wrong with a peacock. With there being so many colours, there's so many colours to blend, and if they don't marble a nice way, and I'm a little worried, just a tiny bit. But as they say, big risk, big reward. 5 pots, 5 colours, 5... I don't know. It's definitely going to take longer than 5 minutes, that's for sure. Slight change of plans. Still 5 colours. Still 5 pots. But I can probably get away with using the small ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to change to using some smaller pots because there's not that much silicone that we're going to mix in each pot. So it will mix better and look better in these pots than it will in the big ones. Okay. going to give these colours an extra mix through, because some of the powders that we get, some of the colours that we have, don't always mix in as easily as others, especially the UV ones. They're incredibly vibrant, but what they tend to do, I'm not sure if you can see this, is sometimes, can you focus in on that? Sometimes you get blotches. It's like, fuck. It's like blotches of pigment, of powder. It's easier to mix in when you've got more silicone to mix it with. So mixing this tiny amount of orange with orange is a little bit difficult. So we have to give it an extra beat. But talking about the silicone, what we use is a platinum grade silicone. What that means is the silicone stays a liquid form until we add the catalyst, which is a platinum. As soon as we add the platinum, what happens to this liquid here, this liquid silicone, is it transforms, it turns it into a solid. What does a platinum look like? Let me show you. This, just here, is what platinum looks like. Water, essentially. So, we use a platinum, and this, as it says, is fast. And then we also have one that says slow. The difference between the two is obvious. One sets things fast, the other one sets things slow. It's all dependent on the temperature of the room. Right now, it's 21.6 degrees, so it's about perfect. What that equates to is a fast cast will go off in roughly an hour. So that means from a liquid to a solid that we can take out, a finished product essentially, will only take an hour. With a slow, it will give us about 16 hours. Everything's done at a room temperature of 22 degrees. If it gets warmer, it speeds up the fast and it shortens the slow. If it gets colder, it lengthens the slow and it lengthens the fast. It's pretty simple. With there being so many colours, there's like 5 colours in this thing, and it being about perfect room temperature, we cannot use just the fast cast today because I'm just never going to get all this stuff mixed. What we need to basically be doing is we need to be taking one colour, putting it into another colour, to then mix that up a little bit, to then put in another colour, to put in another colour, to put in another colour. That's a lot of colours being put on top of colours. So we need to give ourselves a good amount of working time. So if this be an ordinary dildo, this would probably take an hour and 10 minutes from the minute we add a catalyst to the minute we take it out. But this is no ordinary dildo. This is a special custom request peacock colour. So I'm going to have to give myself a little bit more time to make sure I don't fuck it up. Okay, so now the colours are all mixed, and as I've said, we need to add in the platinum. As soon as we add the platinum, that's when the clock starts ticking. Not only do we have to mix in the platinum to all 5 of the colours, we then have to put them into a vacuum chamber. And the vacuum chamber is a big cylinder that draws all the air out of it, or a fair portion of the air. To give you an example, our vacuum chamber goes down to minus 29 degrees. Minus 29 mercury. It's not a fucking oven, Adam. It's a vacuum chamber. Just to give you an example, minus 30 mercury is the same as what it is in space. So, what does a vacuum chamber look like? Let me show you. This is a vacuum chamber. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix up these pots just here. The pots are then going to get put into this vacuum chamber and the lid is going to go on. Just like that. And then we're going to turn it on. And it's going to suck. Just like that. And what it's going to do is, when it's on, it's going to draw the air out of the silicone. It's going to triple in size. So if we have an inch of silicone, it's roughly going to rise about 3, maybe 3.5 inches in height. And then it's going to drop. At the drop, which is what we class it as, is where it's degassed. Degassed means that we've drawn as much air out of the silicone as possible, so we get a better quality product. The best way to explain it is if we don't use a vacuum chamber, we end up with a product that's very much like an aero or a crunchy. Buy an aero or a crunchy, you bite into it and you have all these honeycombed hold sections within inside. That's what happens if we don't use a vacuum chamber. And as tasty as an aero and as crunchy is, I don't want fucking holes in the dildos. So we use a vacuum chamber. Yes, I have a confession to make. Well, the beginning part of this video is exactly how I made a peacock. And then when I poured it, I realised it wasn't an ambit I was supposed to be making, it was an Adam 8-inch. So I just went to the book and I made the volumes for an ambit, which is obviously smaller. So I shit my pants. I doubled all the volumes, added a little bit, and remixed up for an 8-inch. Can I just add, we've never made an 8-inch peacock, so this is the very first ever peacock. I have no idea how this is going to turn out yet. But the good news is, the silicone that we put on the certificate is the exact same silicone that's in the toy. I think that'll about do with the confessions. Okay, so yes, we've made the second one, and we're actually going to be using, on this certificate, we are going to be using the exact silicone. Got a certificate, and on there, running away, is all the silicone that we've actually used to make the product itself. It's looking pretty cool, actually. That's take 2, by the way. So, as I've just said, this is the official certificate for the Adam 8-inch that we actually made, and these are all the parts. Big differences are, I needed a bigger green one, a bigger blue one, and a bigger black one, a more orange and more yellow. So pretty much, I needed more of everything. But we got there in the end. Need to wait for everything to set, and then we take it out. So right now it is 4:52, 10 to 5 essentially. And the stuff's still not set. It's not set because the temperature's going up and down in this room. I used a lot more slow cast than I did fast because I didn't want everything to set as we start pouring it. And because there's a lot of colours going in, it just takes a bit more time. Unfortunately, the byproduct of that is I could be waiting another 4 hours to see if this thing's going to set. So I'm going to disappear. I might come back later tonight. If I don't come back later tonight, then I will be back tomorrow in the morning.
24 hours later.
Pow! There we go. Welcome to day 2. Day 2 of the Peacock Adam. So at the back here we've got the Peacock Adam. It has been over a day now. It's definitely going to be cured. So just to recap, the reason we couldn't pull it out yesterday is because I used primarily slow cast, which meant within 4 hours it's still not set. So I left because it wouldn't have been ready till around about midnight or 1 in the morning. So we're back here to finish it off. And that's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to do now. Every now and then, things come through, requests come through. The Peacock, originally when it come through, absolutely petrified me. I took 3 or 4 attempts trying to get a colour mix right. Got one, was happy with it, never did them again. As you found out yesterday, we kind of ballsed up and made an ambit because that was what the Peacock was originally for, and that's what I'd weighed out for. Never made it in anything. So I went back to shitting my pants all over again and being incredibly apprehensive as to how this was going to come out. Almost expecting to be doing it 2 to 3 times to get a good one. But this is... it's everything I want. Everything that I want to do. When I try and create a colour, it's about trying to get... Look, let me move my face out of the way. It's about getting a pattern. Something that reminds you. The galaxy was the same. And there's this wonderful peacock pattern that's just smeared across. And then the reverse as well. Look at this! And the waves! Oh my god. And there is certain things that we do and there's stuff that I try, but look at it, can you see there's almost a loop in with the bits of green on the inside and then the bits of orange, is a touch of orange, a touch of yellow, a bit of blue, a bit of black. And we've got a pretty super cool head that's also coloured. I just can't be happier. Even look at this. Look, right. There's even feathering of the colour in the head. It's like feathers. It literally is like feathers in a liquid silicone. Well, it's not liquid anymore, obviously. Oh, there's going to be some super nice pictures of this. Oh, and I did a suction cup for you as well. It wasn't actually... Joe, I know you didn't ask for a suction cup, but it just seemed a shame to be creating something so cool, and it was easy enough for me to put a suction cup on. So, I gave you a suction cup also.